it's all about looking forward and looking forward to the beginning of the year. We welcome on head coach Jim Hilvert of the Yellow Jacket football team. Boy, it's good to be back, isn't it?
It's great to be back. It's great to see you.
Thanks. It's good to see you too.
Hopefully on a weekly basis.
I sure hope so. I hope so. Hey, this is this is my favorite time of year, man. Hope springs eternal. You know, you think about everything that's in front of you, what you've been working toward, all the things that you try to implement from the off season. Try to give us a perspective of your mindset and then just what your team's mindset is this time of year as you get ready to launch your season Saturday.
Like for today, it's game week. You know, the intensity level, the sense of urgency is definitely up. I know our guys are finally excited to get the 2022 journey kicked off with playing Mount St. Joe down in Cincinnati. Finally we got a chance to obviously scrimmage Worcester last Thursday. Did some good things, some things we need to get better at and stuff like that. Hopefully we can take another jump this week in improving as a football team. But no, I know our guys are excited. Can't wait to go back to my old stomping grounds, grew up on the west side of Cincinnati. Started coaching at Mount St. Joe in 2000, was there until 2006. So excited about seeing some people I haven't seen in a while. And excited about playing a good football team at Mount St. Joe.
Let's go back to that Worcester scrimmage for just a minute, because I imagine that most of our fans at home here haven't had a chance to see what that scrimmage was like. I don't believe it was broadcast, so I know you're more critical and you're going to watch things through a more critical eye than the rest of us would, but what did you see? What surprised you or anything like that?
Right. I thought for us, offensively, we played really well. I was really happy. We had some new guys, some young guys show some stuff, playing at wide receiver, playing at running back. Our new quarterback, Joey Marusic, had a really good first half. He did a great job for us offensively. Dean Stairs kicked a 45-yard field goal, would have been good from 60.
Sweet.
So we did some really good things in that game, but defensively, obviously, I'm on the defense side of the ball. We did not play well. We did not do the things I was expected that we were going to do. And I think our kids knew that after watching the film, being critical of ourselves like you talked about. And we have a lot of improvement to do obviously going into this week. But hopefully we can give some – I think our offense got some confidence going into the next week. I'm really excited about them keep improving every week. And some guys, obviously, the older guys, Jake Novak, Elijah Arnett, some younger guys, Timmy Conwell, Kane Baker, Mikel Love, guys like that showed up on the offense. Running back-wise, DJ Griffiths, Victor Ford, Mario Thomas, Jack Foley, Achilles Beeman, all did some really good things. And it all starts up front. Had some young guys up front that did some really good job opening up holes and getting a lot of experience. And so for us, on offensively, I thought we did some really good things. And then defense, we just got to iron out some of our issues on defense.
Got an opportunity maybe tonight to start to introduce this team to folks at home who hopefully will see them in person several times this year. I know you've got a pretty young group, all things considered, 12 starters returning between the two sides of the ball, 55 letter winners, so it's not like it's an entirely new roster, but there's an element of the team that feels a little bit young. My question is, how much do you enjoy this time of the year where you really have to teach things because of the lack of experience returning as starters?
Oh, there's no doubt. I think for us, we did, I thought, a really good job during camp, making sure those younger guys try to catch up as much as possible with the older guys, playbook-wise, on offense and defense side of the ball, and just making them part of the BW football family, part that camaraderie and that family atmosphere that you're trying to look for. I thought we did a good job during camp of doing that, and then we need to continue to build on that. Going to play paintball together and doing Jeopardy and all the different type of things that we did as a football team, hopefully will show on the football field with us, our guys trusting each other, playing for each other, and having that brotherhood. And so it's really exciting, obviously, to have some of these new guys show their stuff while having those older guys that have been around for 10 years, like we talked about Dr. Murray being back. But it is. Having that mix of older, younger guys is definitely is a good thing for our football team.
We jokingly call him Dr. Murray. John Murray Jr. is in, I believe, what is officially his 6th season at BW. And I might be incorrect on that, but I just feel like he's been here for a decade. Seriously, do guys on the team, they give him a hard time about that? Do they call him Doc? Do. What's the deal?
They act like he's 40 years old, 38 years old. So we
Does he act like it?
Yes, he does. So we kid around about it, have a good time about it. But they have a good mix, like you talked about, with the younger guys, older guys. We're young in some positions that guys, I think, will keep growing as the season goes on and keeps guys from game to game. And it's exciting to see those guys do that.
All right, hardest hitting question of the night. Who's the best paintball player?
Wow. Hey, I'll go with Jeff Stetler.
Okay.
Our assistant football coach.
Oh, won't even pick a player.
Former FBI agent. So I better stick with that guy.
No further explanation
Yes,
required.
that's right.
Yellow Jackets kick off the season 1:30 on Saturday down in Cincinnati at Mount St. Joe's. One of the new, I guess faces, new identities of the team is going to be a quarterback. I know you had a bit of a competition during fall. Give us an idea where things stand between Waymer and your transfer quarterback from Akron here.
Joey Marusic and Race Waymer did a great job competing all during camp. As a matter of fact, they battled back and forth from day to day, did a great job. And Joey ended up beating him out. And obviously, he did a lot of good things. But it was great to see two guys compete every single day against each other. Joey, obviously, coming out top. Both guys, I said, Joey did a really good job during our scrimmage this past Thursday, did some really good things. And obviously, having a faith in a senior as Reese Waymer if we need to be able to put him in the game.
So, as you decided to move forward here initially with Joey, give us an idea of his toolkit. What is his strongest part of his game?
I would say he has a live arm to go along with his leadership qualities. Very intelligent young man. Sees the whole field. Basically having I believe another coach on the field, but also another great leader where guys want to rally around a guy like that. And actually, just a great person. He's really been a great addition to our football program. Overall, I say just as a really good person, but has a live arm, great leader, knows the game of football, and guys like to rally around and play for him.
So how about from a leadership standpoint? And I don't care if it's on the field where you're rallying guys, or if it's somebody who is just that much more diligent when they're watching film or really pushing the team when it comes to being in the weight room. Who are the guys that you guys as a coaching staff are looking at and saying, hey, we're going to go as far as he can take us?
Yeah, I would say, like I said, the natural leaders. Like I said, I think obviously at the quarterback position you have a natural leader, and guys like Joey Marusic. I think John Murray, being here obviously as long as he's been here, and being that leader, being a voice of the team for the last, like I said, 5 years, 6 years, he's definitely one of those guys. George Newcomb, a guy who was an honorable mention, I believe, all-league in the OAC last year. He's definitely have more voice on the offensive line. Excited about that. And then our receiving core with Jake Novak, Elijah Arnett, having guys like that have been around, I think is another huge deal. And on the defensive side of the ball, I think you have guys like Jordan Smith, Frank Sukup, Dylan O'Donohue, Robbie Williamson, Anthony Kendall. We have some more experience, Jacob Hill, around on the defensive side of the ball, which have been around, have had a lot of experience, and I think are good leaders.
How about from a coaching staff perspective? You're in your 6th year, and I know that you're in kind of a rhythm now. It feels like, knock on wood, all the COVID stuff is so far in the rearview mirror. It's just full steam ahead on what's in front of you. When you think about the chemistry of this staff, what you guys tried to accomplish in the offseason and sort of where you're at right now as you start the year, how pleased are you?
I am. So we lost 2 coaches in the offseason. I think we've done a really good job of integrating, obviously, Ethan Nickel and obviously Michael Wartz. Michael Wartz is our offense coordinator. Ethan's our special teams coordinator and linebacker coach. And those guys have done a really good job of being part of what we're doing. I thought there are 2 great hires that fit in just chemistry-wise. They're great coaches, but they're great people, fit into our chemistry with Dean Collison and Ryan Parnell, and obviously Andrew Cregan and Andrew Zimmerman and the rest of our staff. They fit in. And I think that goes a long way with having a cohesive staff.
What was the offense? What was the off-season like? I know the year ended on a frustrating note, but I would hope that after maybe the tough feelings from that loss faded, that you kind of look back on this season and say, look, we took a really good step forward as a group, and we're that close.
Right. I think it got a chip on our shoulder even more to be able to take the next step. Kept us hungry in the offseason, knowing, like you talked about, how close we were. And obviously didn't end up on the note that we wanted, but I think it also kept us hungry and seeing some of the things that we need to correct and what we need to do to take it the next step. And that's the little things. We need to take care of the little things take care of the big things, and I think our kids realize that.
You mentioned a couple of coaching changes. When you have to go through the process of hiring a new coach, whether it's a coordinator or a position coach, how much do you put weight on their recognition of where your program is right now and how they think they can come in and say, look, you guys had a great season, you're right there, and here's what I think I can do to help get you over the hump?
Oh, I think that's a big thing, be able to help elevate our program to the next level, what certain people can bring to the mix. I think both the guys we brought in can help us do that, elevate our program to the next level. I think bring a unique mindset. Guys, a guy coming from St. John's, Minnesota. Ethan coming from Wyoming, as a GA, obviously had grassroots in Heidelberg. So understanding the area, being great recruiters, knowing that where we need to go talent-wise, because they've seen it and where been a part of it, I think goes a long way with the hiring process. And the other thing, like I said, chemistry. They got to fit.
You mentioned the word recruiting. It's 24/7, 365, man. That's, they put head coach on your business card, but what they don't put is constant recruiter because it doesn't stop, right? I mean, it doesn't matter if it's in season or off season. Take us off the field for the moment. How are things going on the recruiting trail, and how excited are you about the guys that are on the cusp of being Yellow Jackets?
No, I would tell you this. I think recruiting last year, I thought we ended up on a really good note recruiting. I thought we got some really good football players that are going to be part of our foundation at BW, and definitely going to be guys that leave their mark as a Yellow Jacket, which I'm really excited about. I think we have a really good young core of freshmen. And then I see this summer, I thought our staff and we did a great job of recruiting, bringing guys on campus. We had over 200 visits of guys young men on campus, and I thought they were impressed of our school, what BW can do for them academically, where it can set them up in the next 5 years, but also football-wise, where our program's going and where they see themselves fitting, in the program, offensively, defensively, and help taking our program to the next level and helping us knock that damn door down to where we want to go. So I think that was this summer's was really good. We're excited about having game day visits here shortly. Our first home games against Ohio Northern, so we're excited about that.
A few more questions for head coach Jim Hilvert as we talk football. The Yellow Jacket season kicks off on Saturday afternoon with their one non-conference game of the season. How about from a university perspective? When you take a head coaching job, I know you're looking for how you think you can fit, and they're looking for somebody that fits the culture of a university. I realize COVID has thrown a giant wrench into things, but it's only part of the story of now what is your sixth season. How would you hope that fans view you as a part of this community and what you've tried to accomplish university-wide beyond just what you're trying to do on the football field?
Hopefully they view me as a guy that obviously cares about the young people I'm in touch with every single day, and that obviously I care dearly about BW, the community I'm involved in every single day, and want to make a difference. I know it's cliché-ish, but I want to make a difference, obviously in the athletic program, obviously the school as an institution, but also the young man's lives I touch every single day. I want to be able to make a difference, and obviously that's just not football, but they hope they get a chance to obviously see me as a friend, a husband, a mentor, and they can take my advice and they can better themselves and be successful after they graduate from BW, and that our relationship's a lifelong relationship. And to go along with everybody else on campus, that they see me as a person that, loves being here and being part of the community and wants to make a difference. And it's not just about my guys on football, but it's about everybody in the community that I can talk to and obviously feel good about what they're doing so positively in the BW community.
Are there any cool stories of things that maybe some of your players got to do during the summer because it's the off season, immersion trips or special internships, things, big projects, things that might have caught your attention?
I was going to say, Mac Simpson did an internship down at the University of Arkansas with the strength program. I know there's guys, see, I'm drawing a blank. You put me on the spot, I see with things, but I know there's a lot of guys that got opportunities to do a lot of different things this past summer that helped better themselves with some of the internships and things that they did over the past summer. I know we had another guy work in the minor league team, baseball team, out, I can't remember the name of it right off the top of my head.
Which city?
It's in Cleveland, out by
Lake County Captains,
yes.
Out on the east side?
Yes.
Sure.
So had obviously a great experience doing that too. So
awesome.
Well, I know, like I said, a lot of my guys, I had a lot of fun this past summer.
How about from shift the conversation to the conference? There's a school in Alliance that until they are consistently knocked off, they're the measuring stick in the league. And right now it feels like on any given year between John Carroll and BW, those are the two schools that consistently seem to have the best chance at knocking off Mount Union. I realize those are kind of the two rival games, and I know they haven't gone great. How much do you guys discuss, hey, this is what we need to do better this year if we're going to beat the Purple Raiders, or if we're going to get past John Carroll?
Oh, yeah. We talk about, that's all. You have to play practically a perfect game against them. You really do. You got to be sound in everything you do. You got to play a perfect game. You got to take advantage of their mistakes, because if you don't, you're not going to win that game. But obviously for us, you look back, and your guys do too. Ohio Northern took them to the very end.
Yes,
and obviously, so you take things like that, what they did against them, and obviously to put them in a spot to be able to do that. But in critical situations and critical downs against them, you got to be able to make plays, because obviously they're a really very well-coached team, have some really good football players, but you got to take advantage of the miscues they have.
Ohio Northern and Heidelberg are probably, in my opinion, the next tier of teams that are typically very good and often have the talent to maybe pull off an upset here and there, but maybe haven't consistently been in the conversation toward the playoffs. That's half the league, those 5 schools, right? The strength of a conference, a lot of people look at who wins the league and who might, quote-unquote, have a chance to make a run in the playoffs. But I think a lot of coaches will determine how strong a league is based on the bottom half of the league. How tough are those games against teams that, quote-unquote, you should win? During your time here, the teams that have typically been toward the bottom, Wilmington, Muskingum, occasionally Otterbein, how much more difficult have those games gotten?
Oh, that's the thing people don't understand. Like Marietta, Andy Waddle's done an unbelievable job at Marietta. And I know before I even got here, Marietta was not that good.
Sure.
And Andy's done a great job at Marietta. They're a good football team.
Absolutely.
Year in and year out. Wilmington, they've improved a great deal. Muskie.
Yep.
Coach has done a great job at Muskie. They had a good football team last year. And people keep forgetting, like, those teams keep improving, and it makes your schedule harder and harder. You can't take anybody lightly in this league. They're very well coached, and they all have some really good football players.
Is there any one of that group that took you most by surprise last year, just the way they jumped forward and maybe were, more a part of the conversation in the league?
I thought the team, even though we played well against them, I thought Muskie did a really good job. I think it's their best record they've had in a while, where they're 5-5.
Yep.
They did a really good job. And the other team, I think, like I said, mention this again, Andy Waddle's done a really good job at Marietta. They had a good football team.
Wrap things up here maybe on the defensive side of the ball, since you mentioned that's an area where you want to see, substantial improvement here. You've got a team in Mount St. Joe's. I know they're proud of their program. They haven't achieved at a super high level in recent years. Is part of what your defense needs to accomplish, is part of it, hey, we're playing some teams that maybe offensively aren't going to be the super high-octane offenses that we know we're going to see later in the year. Do you think they could get off to a good start this year?
I'll tell you what, for us, because we have our hands full this week against them. They have a really good quarterback, and Josh Taylor. Cornell Beecham's a really good football player, running back. They have stable receivers with Omar, and like I said, those guys have some good football players. So we're going to have to play really well on the defense side of the ball. And we've told my guys that today. They know they have a challenge in front of them. And I think that gets the juices flowing even more. Regular season game, here we go. Obviously playing a good opponent. And this game does have a little special meaning to me too. So
absolutely.
Excited about it.
Back in your home backyard.
Yeah.
I love that. We'll let you go on this. Is there a motto or some sort of rallying cry for the team this year?
Yeah, for us it's last of the hard. Having to be in that group of guys that's willing to do the hard stuff that other guys aren't. Because I ask a lot of my players, and I think that goes a really good calling card for us. Be willing to do the things that other people ain't willing to do.
You want opportunities that other people don't typically get, you got to do the things that other people don't typically do. I love it. I'm so excited for you and for this season. I know how much this job and this culture and community mean to you. I wish you the best of luck, man.
So
it's
great
a fun
seeing
program.
You
It's
great
seeing
seeing
you too.
Great seeing you too.
Coach
Appreciate
Hilvert,
it. Thanks a lot for having me on.
Coach Hilvert of our Yellow Jacket football team. They get ready to get rolling on Saturday afternoon against Mount St. Joseph at 1:30. All right. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Thanks, buddy. It was good seeing you.
Good to see you too. We'll have